Welcome to SplunkTalk, the only podcast that's all Splunk and no junk. And for the first time ever, we are in person together. In fact, the last time we were in person, we were talking about launching this podcast.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. We've been doing SplunkTalk for a long time.
Yeah.
And this is it's kind of a legacy for those that don't know. This name, this version with you and I, this is like the third iteration or whatever. But I'm gonna
SplunkTalk next generation.
Yeah. Maybe second generation, but
third generation.
Yeah. So I mean, I do want to call out Michael Wild and Mav. They were the original hosts. They made this this idea. But no, this is all about. We love what we do. I love kind of like talking through what we do and kind of sharing that experience with everyone. And the people that are watching us right now, either they're in Vegas and they're watching. That'd be kind of cool. But I think the most of them are probably at home. And they weren't able to make it here. So we want to help bring
a bit of
Conf
this
to you,
to them. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, let's start with just what we have on us here.
Okay.
I noticed you brought your fez.
Yes, I did bring my fez. So if you happen to watch the Keynote live stream that was just a little bit ago, Gary, one of the first things, our new CEO, he called out Splunk Trust, and as an honorary member of Splunk Trust, I did bring my fez, so I wanted to make that official. Thank you, Jason, for hooking me up with it says honorary Splunk Trust on the back of it.
Yeah.
But Splunk Trust is not for me. This fez is not for me. This is for the people who are like us, right? We got the same mindset here, and you get excited and passionate about technology, and you want to share it with others. So if you ever see a Splunk Trust in the wild with their fez on, you can ask them anything, and they will stop what they're doing, and it'll answer, and they'll
the ultimate and pay it forward. I mean, these are the people that in the community are just doing the most selfless acts, like helping everyone work through some really gnarly challenges and helping educate and teach, and that's how they earn the fez.
And this is not, Splunk doesn't pay them. This is the way they are.
Yeah.
They're customers, they're partners, and they're just want to share what they know. So thank you to all the trustees and the new crew inducted this year. It's a yearly program. Now you've got a prop yourself there. What is this you're wearing?
I do. I brought my apron because I am staffing.
Cooking up something.
I'm cooking up a storm, Hal.
Okay.
A storm of builder accoutrement.
Okay.
We are.
Is that the name of this section? Builder accoutrement?
No. So we took what used to be the dev zone.
Okay. Yeah.
And we said, you know what? Let's accept the fact that we want to actually appeal to more than just developers.
Okay.
Because in reality, we have so many people like myself who started out using Splunk, and they were admins and power users, and you start building things and sharing them, and suddenly you find yourself building apps and add-ons, but you never identify as a builder.
Yeah. Okay.
As a developer, and so we have identified them as builders.
So like myself, if I could say, like I could play a developer on TV.
Yes.
I can read code. I can go through the complexity of an architecture. I don't sit and write code for a living.
Right.
I'm ancillary to that. I get it. And I would be that type of person that is building the dashboards, understanding the data, extending in integrations. So that's what you're talking about.
Not just that, even
that spectrum.
The power users who go out there and create just a bare bones app to put all their knowledge objects in.
Okay.
They've now created an app, a workspace for these people. And so we've taken the developer zone and turned it into a bar.
Okay.
A straight up bar called the Builder Bar.
Okay.
And this is one of the great things that we have on site.
The apron is just good. I'm a barbecue guy.
Oh.
When I think apron, I think cook in the kitchen. This is a bar. You're the barista serving up the
wonderful knowledge.
All right, cool.
That's awesome.
I love it. Does it say anything on it?
No. These are actually just a clean slate, just like how Splunk is your clean slate to build upon it, whatever you'd like. You like that?
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. All right, so you want to talk about the keynote?
Yeah, I mean, so we don't have a ton of time here, and I was taking notes during the keynote.
We have like 24 more minutes.
And I just couldn't keep up. I mean, there were so many awesome things.
I took pages of notes and a couple pictures, and there was a lot going on.
I mean, so let's pick out some of those key things, and I also would love to talk about like some of the cool stuff that we want to check out here at Conf.
Okay.
Bring a little of that home.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Cool. So I see you've got your notes loaded up there.
Yeah. It's funny though. I'm not really there's nothing in particular. Well, there's a few things in particular that I was thinking of, but one of the big ones was the unification story
of security and IT.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really driven home, and that gave me an epiphany. The idea that security doesn't have to be a labor or an ask.
Yeah, because that came in focus at the end, towards the end, where the REI CISO came on, Mr. Hughes, and he was a new CISO, and he understood the challenge of coming in new, having to, in order to do his job, in order to ensure the security of his organization, he needs data. So that's something that no one watching us, so no surprise there. But he has to ask for that data where he might not have access to it.
Like a favor.
Yeah. So that's it's a more difficult relationship to be into because you have to interrupt other teams' plans. But if you don't have to, that's actually the magic of Splunk as a platform. So
and tie that back to what Gary said at the beginning, that you have an outage. You don't know if it's because there's some API issue or some system went down or because you're being attacked.
Yeah.
And for me, it clicked. It was almost like the idea, it made me think of DevOps, where it was like, these two things don't have to be separate. And actually, we can perform much more effectively if we unify them.
Yeah.
And that theme was really, that was really inspiring for me.
Yeah. So I think that the foundation was the word. So it's we can bring the foundation of the platform through security and resilience. So those two sides, these people are sharing the same data. So the people on the hook for delivering the security or delivering the resilience of these e-commerce platforms and whatever. But it's a good thing. So I think it makes sense.
So then we kind of launch into, there was one slide with all the new features, all the new things coming out. I mean, there was like 2 columns. I couldn't
that was
fit
kind
it
of
in
funny.
one photo.
Yeah, there was
so much.
It was kind of a build slide. This one here. And it was interesting because it was like, here's all the stuff we've been working on. And it's not just Splunk 9. The opening keynote is across the company, all the portfolios, and we have 3 portfolios. I don't think it makes it doesn't matter. So we have the platform, and we have security, and we have observability, and it's kind of how these things all play together is the kind of the point of like why we're here.
Were there any things for Splunk 9 that you want to call out you're really excited about?
Yeah, I think it's so everyone that's been using Splunk for a long time, that you bring orders out there, we're bringing that data in, you might have a fleet of forwarders and intermediates, and you've got a farm of indexers, and then you index that data, and then you can search the data. So it's all this in front that has to happen. But the cool part that I'm seeing, and you're seeing like features coming out now, features that we're teasing now, that built together, and federated search, which we've been building on for a couple of years, it's more, we're embracing more things. So that the data is in more than one place. You don't have to index all of that data to make use of it.
Oh, yeah. And
in our prep, you were saying, hey, should we look at each other? I think we should look at the audience as well.
Look at the audience?
You pivot back.
Well, I like to look at when you talk.
Well, thanks. I appreciate you.
So you remind me of a couple cool features, right? So
how
about that data manager? The ability to get all that cloud data in a much more like streamlined way. I remember years ago trying to bring in, I thought it was just so great that I could bring my AWS data in.
And the AWS add-on, it's existed.
It's awesome.
And it's very mature for a long time. But you think about the architecture required and the complexity of AWS services. I don't know the count now, but it's over 100 different services that AWS has, probably well over by now. And the way that you bring that data into Splunk, it's different for many of them.
Right.
And there's going to be
especially if you have
API
multiple
pull, there's going to be some data pushed. So what they did with Data Manager was say, okay, this is complex. It takes you weeks. Okay. What if we start over? What would that look like? What would it need to be? And it centers on automation, honestly. So you basically say, okay, what do I want to collect? There's some checkboxes, a little bit of a wizard approach. And when you finish the wizard, you're given an artifact.
It's
different.
Right?
For AWS, it's going to be different for Azure. It's going to be different for GCP when we get there. You take that and you can put that into production.
That's awesome.
So we're giving you the automation that's prepared for you, and then instead of it taking weeks, it takes minutes. So it's a good story there.
So I think that was almost like one of Splunk's values is being disruptive, and it's like we disrupted ourselves. We took the way that we used to do it, and we said, forget that status quo. Let's go a different direction that's even faster. And I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Another
Can you name all the company values right now? Go.
Oh, absolutely. Open, passionate, innovative, disruptive, and fun.
Excellent. I always do 4 out of 5, and the 5th one is different.
Whichever, the one you forgot.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's how you're expressing the values in the moment. That determines which one you forget.
Yeah. Fun's my favorite. I mean.
Yeah. So the other one that got me really intrigued is Splunk Assist.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like now we're taking, this is something I always dreamed of, like what if Splunk could take everything that Splunk knows about all of the cloud customers and even now on-premise customers that are doing really great things and said, based on the data, this now at-scale data that we have of all these deployments, we can tell you what's going to make you most successful. So hey, you don't have, some basic stuff like you don't have the security in place, right? But
I don't know how old Splunk Cloud is by now. 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 7 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've learned a thing or two since then.
Absolutely.
So why don't we help you get there?
Yeah.
With what we've learned.
And what I dream, and they didn't talk about this in here, but my dream is like one day we can tell on-premise customers who are hosting it themselves in their own cloud or private data centers, hey, we see that your forwarders are sending in data at a certain frequency.
Sure.
That is
shape of the data.
Right, and we apply machine learning on something that we're seeing now to all of the customers that we're helping with Splunk Assist.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that I've always dreamed of, and I was just so ecstatic to see that we're delivering on.
I mean, let me pivot on that. What does hybrid cloud mean to you?
Hybrid cloud means that I am not letting the location of my services and data constrain my ability to get insights into it.
Okay, no, I like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty consistent with what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that customers understand that.
Okay,
because we have a lot of people that have been using Splunk Enterprise for a long time, and we have a large portion of those customers. I don't know that I'm allowed to say a number, so I'm going to skip it. But we got a lot of Splunk Cloud customers, and I don't want them
three,
to.
right? We're allowed to say we have 3,
at least 3,
plus or minus many.
Yeah. How many?
3.
So I want to be sure that everyone understands that there's no boundary between
between being a Splunk Cloud customer and now you can just be a Splunk customer.
Everyone is. I mean, all Splunk Cloud customers are hybrid customers in the sense that their data comes from anywhere. It doesn't matter where that data comes from. Yes, it happens to be going to Splunk Cloud to get that value out.
Yeah.
But they're all hybrid customers. All Splunk Enterprise customers are potentially hybrid customers. They probably are already hybrid cloud in that sense, in that almost everyone has some cloud.
Yeah.
Right? So the question is, how can I enable you to get whatever insights you need, security, observability, some really awesome outside of the box edge case use that only you are going to know and understand in your particular industry. We want to enable those. Doesn't matter what the data is. That's my point.
Is this getting to federated search?
It could.
It could?
Yes. I mean, that was one of the announcements, was the broadening of federated search. I mean, because we have hybrid search right now, I think is what we call the feature inside of Splunk Cloud. And it's like you can search, from Splunk Cloud, you can search some of the data in your enterprise, your Splunk Enterprise instance. Now it's gotten broader. So you can search, I'm going to mess it up if I say exactly which one you can search, but I know what the announcement is. The announcement is into S3, Amazon S3.
And they showed that.
Yeah.
They showed that. So they were able to run a search without having indexed the data, but still getting those rapid
I think it's
results.
in preview at this moment.
Oh, there was a lot.
It might be GA in the fall. I think that might have been what the announcement is.
Still very exciting.
Yeah. So, but you don't have to index all the data. That's the point. Because the mindset of, especially of our loyal customers have been with us for a decade or whatever, and longer in some cases. You like I mentioned before, you grab that data, you index it, then you do something with it. We're upsetting that. We're disrupting ourselves there.
Yeah.
You don't have to necessarily index that data.
So I want to touch on something I thought you were going to get at, which is look, even if you're a cloud customer, you still probably have a deployment server on premise. You have forwarders. You have heavy forwarders.
I'd say probably most.
Yeah. So you still have you are natively you're a hybrid even when you're cloud.
Yeah.
You still have some things that you have to manage. I'm going to now steal the focus and promote something that my team is really excited about.
And then maybe we can spend the rest of the time talking about what we're excited behind us.
What the heck is going on here?
They're behind us and elsewhere. You first.
Okay. So we had a slide there where they announced a Splunk Cloud Developer Edition.
Oh, yes.
So one of the biggest challenges as a developer is, you really work with Splunk Enterprise developing locally. And it's a great way to really prove what you're trying to build without having to take it directly into that production environment where you don't necessarily want to mess with some things. And one of the quirks is that, well, Splunk Cloud might be set up different than the way you have it set up on premise, even different than the out-of-the-box, hey, I just installed Splunk for development. And so Splunk Cloud Developer
It's the same code base, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know if people know that, like, Cloud and Enterprise, same code base, but they do diverge. There's unique pieces of each.
Right, and Splunk at its essence is so flexible in the different topologies and the different features you can have on and off. And so we said, you know what, let's just give an instance of Splunk Cloud to developers so that they can install those apps and they can smoke test and they can see what that experience is going to be before their customers.
And y'all customize the instance, if I understand. You put some tools inside of the box.
Oh, yeah, we're not just like throwing the keys down the, out to you and saying good luck. There's an app in there that is a guidance app. It's essentially going to help you get insight into, like, what are the errors that are being thrown in this? And you can see where this is launching off to. Like, this is a first step in something that could be really incredible. So we're really excited in the developer space for this.
So I'm excited for what's happening behind us. I don't know if one of our lovely camera operators can find us a spot of that now very busy McLaren F1. That is last year's car.
Who put a car back there?
Yeah, that's an F1 car. That is the last year's car from McLaren.
Oh, that's a legit. That's not a model. That's actual.
No, that is the last year car. So yeah, that's legit. The story of what McLaren does, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail or anything, but they use Splunk to help them win races, and it's all about the data. So there's a lot of exciting things that happen outside the data center. That was really a point I wanted to get to.
Yeah. Well, we generally have not acknowledged where we are right now.
We're at .conf22.
Yeah.
Okay, in Vegas.
In the Source Pavilion.
Yes, in the Source Pavilion.
In the heart of it.
In the Splunk Studios.
Yeah.
Which, this is the first time for this.
This is the first time for this.
And we have had roving reporters. We've had some small things. We had some partners that were doing video and, this kind of video.
Oh, yeah, the more like investor-y, not two geeks who are unshaven.
And this is not just us. Splunk Studios is not just me and Burch. We've got some friends that have been, as they get excited about getting on camera like we do. Yeah. Corey and some others that are going to be talking about.
I think what there's a whole broadcast schedule.
Yeah. I know. Anna tomorrow's going to be talking to Aditya about. I don't know what they're going to be talking about. Do you?
I don't, but I like both of those people.
Yes, exactly. So look forward. Look at the catalog. There's this program guide, I think, that explains. Yeah. I don't know where it is. Do you?
I mean, everything's going to be on conf.splunk.com.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good one.
So
good at that.
So.
Okay, so what else is on the
are,
show floor that we want to talk about?
Well, that and then also some key sessions that we don't want to miss.
Okay. I personally, the one that I want to go watch, so were you a content reviewer for any sessions this year?
A content reviewer, I was.
No, but you're speaking in 4.
I'm speaking in 2.
2. Okay. But 2 is your low number.
2 might be the lowest.
What was the highest?
11.
Okay, yeah, that was crazy.
11 in one conf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was the content reviewer for 3 sessions, and I'm excited about those. Don't get me wrong, but the one that I'm most excited actually is from Aditya.
Oh.
So Aditya is going to be talking about kind of the future of where we're going. It's getting a little expansive outside of indexing and other providers that we're going to be going to. How would you search them? The evolution of SPL. So,
oh, wow.
I haven't watched the talk. I know exactly where he went with it. I'm looking forward to that and basically what he's going to be working on to come.
You and I are such suckers for the platform stuff.
Yeah. Hey, we've got a lot of great security and observability stuff going on, but we are kind of suckers.
We are who we are.
Yeah.
And I am such a fanboy. I mean, before I was an employee, I was definitely a Splunk fanboy. And the fact that we have a founders breakout session.
Yeah.
And I think Amrit is hosting it We've got Rob Doss and Eric Swan are going to be talking about, I think, the creation,
the
birth of Splunk. They're going to take Splunk and hold it up like Simba.
Yeah, because when I joined, I want to say that I met Rob.
Oh, you joined in 1992, right?
2012.
2012.
Early 2012.
Okay.
And I want to say that, and I joined at Sales Kickoff, so it was a yearly company event, and Rob Doss was there and Eric Swan were there. That might have been the last time that they were active, because that was around the time that they were, moving on to doing other things.
Yeah.
They got important wineries to manage or whatever.
That's true. That's true.
Bay Area folks like that. But they've come back. It's kind of a great moment of kind of revisiting.
Like a homecoming.
The closing keynote.
The closing keynote.
Okay, so
that is going to be Savage?
Yes, that's going to be Savage. So Adam Savage, I mean, I don't have to introduce who that is. He's going to do our closing keynote this year.
You know what's interesting? I think his description highlighted his current role, and I skimmed it real fast. It may not have even mentioned Mythbusters.
Well, honestly, I mean, and he's well known for Mythbusters, and he did it for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, whatever, incredibly long.
Even before that, he worked in the film industry doing carpentry and stage. Yeah.
He's done a lot of cool stuff since then. And I've been a fan following some of what his stuff is, but I'm interested to see what he talks about.
And I think Jesse Chor from our engineering side is going to be interviewing him.
Oh, okay. That's a good match.
That'll be great. And so that's the keynote on Thursday morning, and then Thursday early afternoon.
Okay.
We're back.
What are you looking at? You're
I have my own fictional tablet here.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I visualized.
I chose a real one.
It was very expensive. I had to make it up in my mind.
Okay.
But we've got that opening keynote, and then if I swipe that away on my fictional tablet, after that, we are back.
Okay, yes. We are going to do basically wrap up the week for the people like yourselves that might not have been at the event. What happened? What did we experience? Let's kind of bring you back in, and this doesn't end here this week. So Conf Online.
Oh yeah,
will be coming back. As always, you can basically get into the content. So all the breakout sessions. Many of you probably know that we did virtual and in person this year.
Yeah.
Everything's available online, and you can.
I think it said in a week.
Content. Yeah, in a week, I think.
It'll be available.
I don't know if that's a promise. I don't know if that's a stretch goal.
Do you have any tips on how to navigate Conf given what is available online?
Show floor. Hang out in the show floor.
Hang out in the show floor.
Yeah,
Why is that?
Okay, find 1, 2, 3 breakout sessions that you really gotta to do. So I mean, yes.
You can't reproduce that Q&A a week later.
Yeah. But it's the show floor. What happens with the people? So it's not just the Splunkers, it's the partners around us, it's the other customers that you're going to learn from, it's the Ask the Expert section, it's the hands-on lab section.
Yeah.
So I spend my time on the show floor and just a few breakout sessions.
And the builder bar, of course.
If you were not staffing the builder bar, and making some of these things happen, what would be your style?
You know what? My strategy would be what you're saying. Go to the things that aren't going to be available again, but I can't help myself.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I still go to the breakout sessions.
Yeah.
I pop open the laptop just like when I was a customer.
Yeah.
And I'm taking notes.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have the leisure to do that anymore, and I thought I would miss it, and I do miss it in sort of a nostalgic way.
Yeah.
But I don't. And I get into what's in front of me, and I don't know if I get old. I'm still hands-on in the tech. I love the tech, but it is the people building the tech and talking through what did you do? Why did you do that? That's the part I love to get into. So it's the interaction with the people that are making the tech.
And I think that's what's so great about this event is that the people that actually. It's great for the people that. Let me go back to my virtual tablet. It's great for the people that work at Splunk just as much as for the people that are customers of Splunk.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is that when you're a customer, you get this unique opportunity to come and talk to, hey, Patrick Ogden, can you tell me why does the platform do X, Y, and Z? And then you build this wonderful relationship, and it makes you feel special, like you're the only customer.
Yeah.
Cut to you're now Patrick's
Ogden. Here. Kuntal's here.
And he's hearing from those questions.
Jesse's here. Yeah.
What is important? Hal's over here asking me about X, Y, and Z, and now I understand that those are important things.
Yeah.
So it's really a win-win.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the energy here? I mean, this is...
It's pent up, right? I mean, everybody's we've been, for a variety of reasons, we've been in our own places,
Yeah.
So this is everyone coming out at the same time. For
I
the
feel
same
safe,
reason.
too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good to be here. It feels really good to be here.
Yeah. It almost feels like there's nothing
It was Garth who said, high fives and hugging.
High fives and hugging.
Yeah.
That's what makes it different.
Yeah, that's what makes it different. So, I mean, I'm a nerd, guys. I mean, I've been on I was already, there was no work from home transition for me. I was already working from home. I'm already like that.
Yeah.
But I do like coming outside and getting closer to things, and nothing replaces that.
So in our last few minutes here, speaking about the things that can't be replaced, the things that are happening here, some also funky stuff that I saw someone walking around with a Splunk yoga mat. They have like a Splunk gym going on over there. Mm-hmm. I've heard there was the usual, we're Splunking some of the kegs to see what's happening in terms of
you can fly drones. There was like
you
a
can
little
fly drones here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is real, guys. So it's I'm going to call that southeast.
Okay.
Now there's a section where it's like a netted area or something, and you can fly the drones inside.
Oh, so they don't like get loose and
that would be weird otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
To just have drones like flying around us.
Virtual drones.
Oh, I have a virtual drone right here on my virtual tablet.
I'm ready for that, honestly. I mean, like this is fine, but like, what if we could just go like this, and then I have a display right there? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd
be cool. Okay, great. So we talked about what we heard in the keynote. Mm-hmm. We talked about what we're excited about coming up in the week.
Yep.
We covered what we see happening. I mean, there is so much.
Yeah.
There's so much.
I need to walk the show floor again. I mean, I already have like twice, and I need to do it 2 more times to just understand what's where and realize, okay, I gotta spend some time with that person at that booth.
Yeah. You know what I haven't done before we close out? I haven't shamelessly plugged my sessions. So you can check out best practices and better practices for Splunk development, as well as best practices and better practices for actionable alerting, both through the session scheduler. Enjoy those. I will be presenting them either virtually or in person, depending on where you're at.
All right. I would send people to session on ingest actions and federated search.
Those look cool.
Yep.
Those look cool. The ability to filter out and take action as that data is coming in.
Yeah, mask, filter, route, search data that is elsewhere, bring it into Splunk. A lot of cool insights.
Have you downloaded 9?
I don't download anymore. I have a platform. I click a button,
and it just
spins it up.
Oh. Well, I am very excited to download 9 any moment now. So
all right. It's out.
I think that's what I'll do as soon as we wrap up here.
Awesome. Let's wrap up.
Let's wrap up.
Now?
How about with
what now?
A high five and a hug?
Okay.
Yeah. Glad to do this in person finally.
Good to see you, buddy.
Thank you all for checking us out here at SplunkTalk, here at Conf. We'll be back on Thursday, and please check out more of the great entertainment here at Splunk Studios. Have a great Conf.